What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Writers are good, we know that, but are they good on continents? Yes, they are, and here's why. This huge continent, the Delirium, let's get right into things. So yeah, I'm using Homage on huge continents. Why? Because I thought it'd be fun. And I wanted to show off writers. What better than to use the writer tribe? My spawn's kind of iffy. I do have a lighthouse, which is nice, but it's still a little sluggish. But I'm able to make do anyway. Get some good old expansion, even though my first city capture was on turn 4. I'm still gonna be able to, do things. Opening's kind of boring. I'm just training units. It's Conti. You just expand and build up your economy. And hope that it gets somewhere. So now farming. And yeah, just continuing to build. Not really going for like expansion on the water, especially I know I'm against Delirium. It's usually a losing battle to rush naval against Delirium because they'll have more economy to do it. So again, just selling for economy, maybe going for markets. I already have writing. I'm pretty close to it anyway. And yeah, again, this is a very, very boring opening. I'm going roads though, expanding more. Now I see the opponent. Now things can finally begin. Maybe. No, they don't really. I go construction, making my way towards trade, upgrading more cities. Nice, crisp. 30 star per turn, 31. Border growth and capital to set up markets. And yeah, still not a lot of action. They just kind of landed on my continent and met me, and I met them. And yeah, still setting up markets. So in a short few turns, could be as soon as next turn in fact, I have just enough for one market. Did I go markets this turn? I did, yeah. I was very lazy. This was a 7-day timer actually. Not even a 24-hour, 7-day timer. And I decided, yeah, let's just be lazy and go markets there. Probably not actually the best play. But, who cares? I get my markets now. And yeah, again, nothing really interesting is going to happen. You are going to see a lot of rider action though. And I mean a lot of rider action. You're going to see like, yes, riders are actually good on continents. I have shown it a couple times before. Riders actually proving their worth on continents in some interesting scenarios. But you're really going to see riders in action here. Continue to set up markets, really just trying to defend my coastline. And yeah, more delicious markets. Border growth, just getting that while I can. More markets. More markets. Population growth here, because the border growth gives me like nothing. Setting up for potential fishing down the line. Go for the Park of Fortune here because I didn't place it earlier because I didn't know what to do with it. They have 2 bombers though. Siege with the defender. But yeah, giant plus rider. Defends that no problem. And now I'm just kind of greeding, but in order to not die while I'm going greedy, I will need giants, of course, but then also riders. Now, because I already have the giants, I don't need a ton of riders yet, but some riders do help. And yeah, I'm really greedy. Like, this is a lot of economy. I mean, it's a huge map, but that's still a lot of economy. I haven't really connected my cities all too much because I've been focused so much on improving my economy. Nice, juicy level 8 market up top. And yeah, I've trained some riders, and you already can see they're helping. As soon as they get too close, I can just snipe any units there. Now fishing, finally going for that, but not really prepared to go into the water yet. They've got defenders and a load of bombers. I do want the giant though. I don't know if that giant was actually good, but I got it anyway. It's actually pretty bad. I'm not going to claim that I played super well, but I do get another delicious level 8 market. If there's one thing that I can do well, I guess it's market. Even if some of my other plays are questionable. But now I'm trying to get into the water just a little bit. Get a bunch of connections thanks to my ports. Saving a lot of stars there. which is very neato. Nice 99 store per turn. Like, I'm getting away with a lot of greed. And again, notice I've got these riders in the back, and now they're starting to attack. Because they see it, I have markets, they most likely see it. And their sanctuaries can't compete with markets in the late game, and I assume that they don't have a lot of dragons because they went pretty heavy on the sanctuaries. How else are they having this economy? So, yeah. Unless it gets to like super late game, I actually am going to have this really big economy that I can start to push with. But I need to actually push, and they're pushing into me. But I do need to fight back, and you can see this is where the riders start to really shine. I get riders in the back. I'm making so many riders. I go for a wall because I already have 100 star per turn. I've got riders up top. I've got more riders, like a bunch of riders, because I just need more units, and the riders are units that will do something. Monuments going down, getting a ton of giants. Yeah, my economy is just nuts. Like, so many giants. But they do have this very annoying coastal attack in the south. They're really pushing. They've got all these defenders sieging and all that. And yeah, riders aren't the best against defenders, but they are still good enough here. Because as long as you can get that blockade out of the way, then yeah, these riders are going to do stuff. I can get in the water and start to counterattack a little bit as well with sailing. Winning this village, potentially. I've got a Juggernaut nearby, and they don't have a lot of presence in the north. So I'm going to go there instead. And yeah, you can see the riders clear out a defender, and then it's going to leave these bombers exposed. Getting more riders, another giant, because I haven't gotten enough giants. More riders. Don't get another giant, actually, because I can't afford it. And yeah, I'm making a wave here in the north. Pun kind of intended. There is a dragon to try to stop me, and they do have defenders and aquatism. They're very much ahead in terms of techs, and they're just trying to keep this up in the south to stop me from invading there as well. And they have these bombers, again, posted on the coast to take me away, but I've got a bunch of riders, and all I need to do is take out their defenders. And I am starting to cause issues for them up north. The riders are just taking out the defenders, allowing this giant to heal. Or actually, no, it doesn't heal. It just goes straight into the port. More riders. Taking out another defender, leaving the bomber exposed once again, so they have to send another defender, which they could be turning into a rammer or even another bomber. And I've got more riders. They either have to move the bombers, which costs tempo, or they have to shield it, which costs units. But they're going to keep the bombers there because they want to get that bomber value. So they're going to shield it with defenders again. Bunch of rammers again, but I am able to put units in the water up north, and that's what's important. Taking the city as well is going to be huge. And again, these riders are helping. Now just any unit on the coast, like now this rammer as well is exposed. And I'm just beating down these defenders. Now there's an opening and I can finally hit this bomber. I also go for the defender. I place that market because I realized I forgot to earlier, which I could have done it quite a few turns ago. Oopsie daisies. Now I go for this defender. Take that out. Bomber's exposed now. And boom, they had to spend all those defenders, and it isn't even enough to defend the bombers. Now I get strategy myself just to further enhance my naval presence. And again, these riders, I have so many riders. They're kind of injured because they've been using defenders to damage my riders a lot. But again, finally causing some problems in the south, thanks to the riders. And what they need to do now is back their bombers away. But they don't want to do that. They want to use their bombers. If they spend time moving the bomber away, that's time wasted. But they need to move the bomber away because otherwise it's going to die to my rider spam. And now also these rammers again. These rammers, these are just attacking this juggernaut here, but they're going to the coast. And you know what that means? I've got a bunch of riders, so anything that gets close, I can take out. And this kind of allows you, if you have a bunch of riders, to kind of push back. You can see a similar effect with archers, But in this case, well, I already have trade, and I'm a Magi, so I don't have hunting, so riders work quite well. No need to invest in a bunch of techs. But I do get that similar sort of pushback effect, where I'm able to, like, actually establish some naval presence, because if they ever try to deny me water access, I can just use riders to counterattack. And yeah, another rammer here, because they're trying to deny my port access here. Just losing the units to riders. Now, I go for resources there. I should have walled, but I guess I'm too greedy for that. No idea what I was thinking, but I don't think it really matters, because you can see I'm breaking through in the north now. And I have time to heal my riders, which is really nice. More giants as well. I do have to break through reasonably fast, or else they do set up dragons, but you can see they're kind of a lot behind in economy. 132 stars. I don't think they have 132 stars. I mean, we can check. They've got a pretty decent setup of 71 star per turn. Yeah, they're quite a bit behind. So they really need to hope that their bombers can carry them and they can keep me out of the water, or else it's over. But it's already looking kind of over, because I'm taking over the north and I will cause problems. And again, in an effort to deny me water access, all they've done is allow my riders to get value. Again, if I didn't make these riders in the back, yes, I would have had more stars, but I would have really struggled to get onto the water, maybe giving Illyrian enough time to finally stabilize and all that. Now I can get my bombers going, and the riders just continuing to get value. Yeah, really taking over the north now. Get another bomber there just for some splash value. And again, any unit that goes near, just boom, take it out with riders. Otherwise, they'd have so many more units in the water if they didn't have to, if they didn't keep losing their units to riders. And they would actually be able to wall me out of the water really effectively. More bombers. Again, they're trying to keep me out of the water. That's their only way that they can win this. But there's another rammer close to the water. This rammer is as well. I can take that out with the help of riders. Now this rammer is close to the water, but I'm gonna just take it out with my giant most likely. Yeah. I mean, I probably should have actually placed a port there, but eh. It's winning all the same at this point. I've got so many bombers up north. I can't really do anything. The scout is also getting taken out, and this one as well. Again, anything getting close to my coast, which they need to. They need to get close to my coast if they want to deny me water access. If they stay too far away, that just gives me space to put units in the water. So they're kind of in like a pick your poison situation. They either go close to my coast to deny me water access, but then lose their units, or they stay away, let me get in the water, and use my massive economy advantage. Like, there's just no good way out for them. And it's all due to the riders. If I didn't have the riders, the choice would be obvious for them. But those riders got so much value. It's kind of insane. And yeah, I'm just completely winning here. Never underestimate good old rider roads, even on continents. It gets value. It's just kind of a different way of working in this case. It's a bit more of a defensive, not so much of a I'm sieging your city stuff. More of just establishing some presence. But yeah, land units can help you actually get onto the water. Riders being quite useful with that. Their escapability still having some really nice use cases, even on continents. So yeah, maybe you can try this in some of your own games, using some rider spam to ensure you can get in the water. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.